Well, Christmas for me, like probably many, if not most of you, has always been a very special time of year. I'm one of those guys who can't wait to put up the lights outside and the tree and the crib inside. I get a discount from Union Electric in December for all the lights I have out, which I appreciate deeply. My wife Mary and I have our usual Christmas difference of opinion about what's too early and what's too late to decorate for Christmas. The Christmas season has become even more special to me and became more special to me in 1969 and again in 1972 because our two daughters were born in December. Amy was born December 13, 1969, and sounded pretty much like that. For the first 2 weeks, I thought I was going to die from lack of sleep. Okay. And Bridget was born December 9th, 3 years later. So December 13, December 9th. Well, the time before Christmas is a very special time to be awaiting the birth of a child. Christians throughout the world memorialize the waiting for Jesus in the season of Advent. And as expectant parents, Mary and I awaited the birth of our first child in that Advent season of 1969 and the birth of our second in that Advent season of 1972. And those who await the birth of a child or the adoption of a child know how special that waiting time is, especially as the time draws near. To be waiting for one's child while the world simultaneously waits for the Christ child is a time that's so very special that it's hard to find the right words to convey what's in the heart. And waiting for child has a lot of dimensions. There's expectation. There's anticipation. There's uncertainty. And when the child arrives, there is wonder. There is joy. There's a realization that something marvelous has occurred and that you as a parent have just participated in a miracle. It is profound, and life as it is known is changed profoundly forever. I have vivid memories of both of Mary's pregnancies. We were living away from home and family during both. In 1969, we were in Germany, where I was stationed at Landstuhl Army Medical Center. In 1972, we lived in Peatone, Illinois, which was a town of about 3,000 people in a rural area south of Chicago. And I have vivid memories of the days that both of the girls were born. It had snowed on both days, and the roads were bad. And both of the girls were born late at night, and there was anxiety in me and my heart about making it to the hospital safely. And in those days, we fathers were excluded from the delivery room, and we did not spend the entire time with our wives and our newborn babies at the hospital, as now is the custom. And I remember, after the birth of both of the girls, driving home in the stillness of those 2 winter nights with a sense of wonder. It was present not only in my mind, but also in my body. And it's really hard to explain what that is like, but those of you who have experienced it know what I'm talking about. The expectation, the anticipation, the uncertainty, and the wonder. It was all there, and it was indelibly imprinted on my soul. And I think that those experiences of expectation, anticipation, uncertainty, and wonder are common to expectant parents. I also think that they're common experiences for all of us as Advent people and all of us as Christian people. As parents-to-be, we have expectations of what it will like to be a mom or a dad. We have expectations that our sons and daughters will be healthy and whole, and that they'll grow in wisdom, grace, and age, and that they'll live good lives. And as Advent people, we have expectations of what Christmas will be like this year as we memorialize the first coming of Jesus into the world. And as Christians, we have expectations of what the second coming of Christ will be like in the world without end that awaits all of us. And all expectations are based on experience, either our own or those passed on to us by others. This is true for expectant parents, and it's true for expectant Christians. And if those experiences were positive, our expectations will be positive. And if they were negative, our expectations will be negative. And I think for most of us, it's probably a mixed bag. With expectation comes anticipation. And this anticipation, as expectant parents or expectant Christians, will be positive or negative, again, depending on our past experiences, either personal or vicarious. Is the anticipation tinged with wonder, or is it tinged with dread? Is it an anticipation that one wants to savor or get over as quickly as possible? Or is it a little bit of both? And one thing for certain about being expectant parents or expectant Christians is that there's a healthy dose of uncertainty. And this too will be experienced in a positive or a negative fashion. Once again, depending upon our past experiences of dealing with uncertainty and ambiguity. Will my child be healthy and whole? I want it to be so. I hope it is so. I anticipate that it will be so. But I know that I do not know, because that is still in the future. When I die, will I really be in eternal and blissful union with God and all the saints in heaven? I want it to be so. I hope it is so. I anticipate it will be so. But I know that I do not know, because that too is still in the future. And our hope as expectant parents and our hope as expectant Christians is that there will be a wonderful fulfillment of what we expect and of what we anticipate. The time of waiting is accompanied by expectation, anticipation, uncertainty, and wonder. I suppose that's how Mary felt in the time before that first Christmas 2,000 years ago, in the hours and days before she gave birth and after she gave birth. So I suppose it's also the same for her betrothed, her husband Joseph. I think it's the same for the expectant mothers that we will bless at this Mass. And I think it's the same for all of us expectant Christians who look forward to the fulfillment of the promises made to our ancestors. And behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and they shall name him Emmanuel, which means God is with us. God is with us in our expectation. God is with us in our anticipation. God is with us in our uncertainty. And God is indeed with us in our wonder. And God's presence makes our expectation holy. God's presence makes our anticipation holy. God's presence makes our uncertainty holy. And God's presence does indeed make our wonder holy. That's why we say, joy to the world, the Lord has come. There is a realization that something marvelous has occurred and that we are all participating in a miracle. It is profound. And life as we know it is profoundly changed forever. Joy to the world. The Lord has come.